Alright. I changed my shirt. Alright. Yeah, so this vlog is about going to the Hunterian Museum, the Royal College of Surgeons of England, the Hunterian Museum. That one was actually the first museum I wanted to go to. It was like the more important one, but it's not open on Mondays. So I went on Tuesday, and my suggestion, wow, my sister suggested this museum to me for obvious reasons. There's things in jars, you know, and if you don't know and don't never realize my icon that I have, fetuses, I make those. Just gonna do this, just gesture so you can see the things I make. You know, so obviously I'm like, oh my god, I have to go there. And also it's like, my sister knows me so well. She's like, oh, my sister likes weird things in jars. So the downside to the museum is that there was no photography allowed. So I couldn't take pictures. I couldn't like get my own reference kind of shit. But thank God for the internet. There's a lot of pictures to obviously promote the museum and all that stuff. So at least I can kind of show you wow. Via Google Images. It's been a long day for me. So yeah, it's really cool. It's 2 floors. It's pretty small. You could probably like, quickly go through it within not even like 30 minutes. I was there for like an hour or so. I was there for like a good amount of time. The moment you get in there, there's like a lady at a desk and stuff, because again, it's the museum, plus it's still a school, you know. So you go in there and you're like, oh yeah, you get your like visitors pass stuff. Actually, let me show you the picture. Yeah, museum pass, as blurry as it is, I took it in the bathroom. You have to obviously wear that bright all yellow, obviously, so they know that you're there for the museum and you're not just like lost and at a place that you're not supposed to be at. Yeah, I think that's it. I keep forgetting. Yeah, the other side of it, no smoking permitted, security, yada huda ha. Oh, yeah, that's the outside of it. Yeah. And then, woo, I kind of thought it was on like a bigger street, but like I got off the bus with my mom and we walked, and then I was like, you know, Google Maps, like I think I'm supposed to be, and I was like, I looked, I'm like, oh, there it is, shit, right across from a park, which is kind of funny. It's like kids are playing, and I'm like, I'm gonna go look at fetuses in jars, you know? Yeah, the building. Oh, this is other stuff. We'll get to this later. Anyway, back to the googly search. So yeah, you go in there and you have to go like up the stairs kind of shit. And you go in and it's like this. This is like the main part. It's like squared off like that. So there's all the stuff on the outside, upstairs, within. It's all labeled, you know, well, obviously. But it's super awesome because this is like, you know, it's kind of a little fucked up too, because this is how they used to figure out like anatomy and stuff. So this is like kind of grave robbing. This is like, you know, all different means that we don't do anymore for research. You know, people donate their bodies. Yeah, that's what the lower level is. You know, and there's parts where you would see things like, oh, this is like the mammary glands of, and it'll say like cat, dog, you know, cow, human, yada yada. It'll have like little sections off like that. Oh, these are the ovaries of cat, dog, human, XYZ, like animals kind of stuff, you know. There's always like, there was always cat, and obviously there was always human. So there's the baby, look at them! Oh my god! So this big one here, this is 9 months, like about to be birthed. Pretty much, it's a baby. It's not even a fetus anymore. So it's like, this one's a baby. And they have so many of them. So it's like 2 shelves. So like the top ones have from, I think it starts at 3 months. And it goes like, and it goes all the way down to the big, and that thing is like big old, you know, it's the size of a big old fucking baby. And I saw the ones that are like 5 months, and I was like pointing out to my mom, and I was like, hey mom, look, those are the size of the ones I make, the 5 months ones. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm your mother, I know you. And it was funny because I was like, she kind of walked ahead and I was like looking, and because I couldn't take pictures, so there are times I would stand there and just kind of study it for a bit, just to kind of like mental picture, because there's one part I was staring at this thing, it was like a cross section of a uterus, you know, like after I think it was like after the uterus was like impregnated for like 7 months or something like that. It was like something crazy, and I'm just staring at it like, okay, remember what this looks like, And I'm like looking at stuff and see the little rat in the jar, and then at one point my mom finds me and she's like, Jojo, she was like, oh, the human babies are over here. The babies you want are over here. And I'm like, all right, mom, give me a second. I'm gonna take some time. Again, it's another free museum, and shit, I don't have it on me, but I got a couple, like, buttons, because they're like, oh, you guys can take these buttons, they're free, and also don't forget to, drop a couple pounds in there, and I was like, yeah, cool. Again, 2-3 pounds, bam. Of course, support the fetuses, but yeah, so this is, I think, 5 is quintuplets, and on the placard it said that 2 were stillborn, and the other 3 died afterwards. And you can kind of tell which ones were stillborn, judging by the, the stillborniness of it. So, yeah, they had them in so many different, like, phases, and I'm just like, I love it. I think this was, what the fuck is it? I think, oh man, this stuff gets... Yeah, they saw, like, they would show parts where it's like, this is the heart, this is the thing, like, all these, like, all this lovely medicalness to it. God, it's so freaking awesome. When I was there, it didn't have, like, these skulls there. It was just pictures of people, because obviously they would have, like, special exhibits, like a theme. So this time I went, it was about, like, transplants and whatever not. So I guess it was pictures of people and, like, doctors or patients or whatever not, I guess, who've gotten transplants or performed them. So yeah, so it's upstairs looking down. More babies. Yeah, so you can see it. Ah, look how small it is. And it gets, oh, the word. And all that babies. Ah. And then they also have it spelled, like, the word fetus is spelled, like, so, old school. There's an O in it. I was like, foetus? I was like, do I have to start putting that in the hashtags when I put freaking, fetus? And you would see a lot of people who get to the part where it's like, human fetuses. And they're like, oh, like, I'm uncomfortable. And I remember it was really funny. I was telling my sister how, like, when I was there, and of course I run into a bunch of, like, teenage, like, goth kids, and I thought that was, like, really funny. Yeah, so it's bottom floor again. Yeah, this was, like, fucking, was it, like, 7-foot tall person, yada yada. I forgot this, I think, an average size person. And then that's, like, I don't know if you see my mouse cursor, that's, like, the little fetus bone skeleton, and you're like, my mom was like, oh, that's so small, and I'm like, and I had to keep reminding my mom that I was like, okay, mom, unlike what I do, this is all real. So all these bones are real. Those fetus bones are real. What I do, I scoped, it fake, this is real. And my mom was just like, every time I did that, she was like, but yeah, is that like a foot? Yeah, there'd be like severed feet and like, oh, like brains and stuff. It'd be like human brain, cow brain, dog brain, brains. Yeah, oh my god, like, oh, it's so weird. There was one where I think it was like a rat or something, you just like, it splayed open, you just saw like all the intestines, and it's all so tiny because like the rat was like this big, all that shit. Oh my god, whoa, what was this one? Oh my god, I think, oh, large intestines. So yeah, you got like intestines of like, it'd be like intestines of a whale, intestines of a whale, why did I say it like that? Like that kind of shit, like, god, if you're into, obviously, like, medical science kind of shit, of course. Oh, yeah, exactly, pictures. Yes. Oh, baby. Yeah. You get look at the tiny bones and stuff, and I love it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's like a little foot, to the hands and shit. Yeah. Oh, look at them. Oh, God. Look, now I'm just thinking, like, I'm dead. Okay, I'm sounding like I'm insane. Anyway. Oh yeah, they even had like shit like scorpions and all that weird shit too. But yeah, if you're into obviously like weird shit like this is definitely the place for you. And again, like I said before, like these museums are free. Yeah, like just donate a couple like pounds. Fuck yeah, Yeah, you can't take pictures, but oh god, that right there, that's a uterus. Yeah, that's another uterus. Oh my god. All I kept thinking was, like, I can't imagine what mine looks like. Like, mine's fucked up, so, like, I can't just imagine just, like, those are, like, all nice and clean looking. Mine's just, like, So, yeah, I'm like, that's so insane. Yeah, and then, like, like birds and short. Yeah, little rats. Little rats. My mom is a fear rat, so when she saw it, she was like, I'm just gonna move on by. It's like fucking Cthulhu happening there. Oh yeah, the little rat. You see the gross, Jesus. Oh yeah, and like the gift shop is like just kind of generic stuff. Like, here, have a T-shirt with like the skeleton stuff. Like, hey, get that any freaking like Hot Topic, the bones. Oh yeah, the conjoined fuck all like weirdness. Oh yeah, the thing. Oh hey, wonder if I have to blur this out because these are dicks. I'm just gonna leave it up. These are dicks. 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 Yeah, so there's dicks. I remember just being like, these are some dicks. And my mom was just like, oh. I remember my mom just being like, oh, these are dicks. I was a fucking child. Anyway, yeah, more of pretty much similar pictures. Oh god, yeah, you see like the tiny human cross section, the tiny rat cross, or I guess full size rat cross section. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then it's like you see all like the nerve endings and all that shit just splayed out on like a piece of wood. Oh god, more fetuses, monkey, crocodile. Oh, that's a crocodile. Like feti, yes. More baby features. Oh yeah, that's like the child's face. It's like you see a child's face and you look at the other side. It's like you see, what's inside. Oh, this. Look at that. It's so crazy. But yeah, like, so I went upstairs and it was more about like transplant stuff. There was 4 different videos of like, there was like one, it was like a brain thing and you saw like them like with like all the different, I guess, surgery videos. There's one like when I got there, these 2 women were sitting there and I'm watching, they're like stapling, like, because they pulled like the scalp back, they had just finished and they were like stapling like the scalp back in. And I'm thinking like, oh, my day job involves a staple gun. No, that's not what I do with it, but alright. But yeah, like, they were really quick videos and they were like going to the next one. And the last one, and I'm reading like what it is, and I'm sitting there like that. And all you see is like, obviously it's they're trying to be less invasive, so it's like, with a camera inside, and then it's something like a hot like a hot wire thing, and it's kind of scooped up like this, and it's like on a prong, so it's just ever so like like just scraping off something inside of the body, and they're just like blah blah blah, and they're explaining it, and I'm standing there like, oh, like the entire time, and it was like the removal of a prostate gland, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then also I'm thinking like, wow, like that might be like a prostate cancer thing, obviously, because I'm like, why would you just I just feel like getting my prostate removed today. But yeah, so then I don't know the word prostate in Chinese, so I didn't know how to explain it to my mom. So I pretty much said, oh, that person's getting their butthole removed. And my mom's like, I'm done. So we were like done. And we were like, okay, I think it's time to go and move on. So we walked around, so that's like, it's like down the block out the street. We were actually going to go to like Big Ben in Parliament after this, but let me click on here. So we started walking over here towards the West End, and it's funny because I'm like, oh, they have that over here in New York, duh. So we started walking over here, and then, well, now we went all the way to the other side. We're on Fleet Street, because then I was like, oh, I actually want to go to St. Paul's Cathedral, and actually that's closer. And my mom's like, well, let's go to that. And that's the next video, and that one is a doozy. And that's my mom. She's just like, what? Yeah. So we're walking down. This is us making our way downtown. Walking fast, going to St. Paul's Cathedral. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, yeah, just streets of London being, like, it's so cool. Like, obviously the buildings are really fuck off old. Like, we have some kind of old stuff in New York, but this is obviously way older. It's really cool shit. Fleet Street. Oh yeah, this pretty cool, like, building here. And again, because I'm an adult, Ye Old Cock Tavern, because why not? Since I don't really drink, I didn't do any, like, pubs, you know, because it's not that fun if you're a person who doesn't really drink. You go in a pub and you're like, anyway, I'll have a beer. This is tasty. Anyway, thank you. And then I'm done. But yeah, it's like how skinny the building is, you know. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Huh. The next one would be about a cathedral, and that gets kind of fun and tiring. Fetuses!